Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna take you through a lesson in drop D. Drop D is a different tuning than standard tuning. It's just about the same except for you're gonna take your top string, which is usually E, and tune it down to D. So here's the difference. So that's standard tuning E, and then we'll turn it back down to D right there. And the reason that you would use this tuning is that if you're playing a lot of rock heavy songs, or you need to have an open chord to go to at some point or other. So what it does is it makes the power chord into the same open configuration. So usually if you're playing a power chord, it would be like a 3-5-5. This just turns it into 3-3-3. So that's like, and then you can go back to open. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that just so that it's easier to transition, so you're not having to always have your hands on the board, especially if you're just playing the top. So it makes it easier. And then you can add you can just do stuff with the bottom strings while leaving the top strings open. So if you're taking it from an open string, there's a couple of different variations on the power chord that you can do. One of the ones that most people do, and you'll hear a lot in rock songs and metal songs, is the major add 9, and it's just taking the regular power chord and putting your ring finger on the 2 frets up on the 3rd string. Gives you a little bit different sound. And you can, and the great thing about this is that the pattern stays the same throughout the whole fretboard. So and you can just keep doing that, and then you can variate. So like you'll hear this tuning a lot. Like I would say more often than not, you'll hear a variation of a drop D tuning in rock songs. That's pretty much the standard nowadays. There are still people in bands who use standard tuning, but your more popular rock bands are going to use drop D or a variation, maybe a lower tuning like a drop C, or maybe even a drop B or B flat. But that's you got to have pretty heavy strings to play that kind of stuff. So, but there are a lot of songs like you can just pick up in drop D that pretty recognizable, like. So if you go ahead and you listen to a lot of these bands, like you'll pick up that it's the same tuning over and over again, and they just to get variation, they'll either tune down, like maybe a half step, like to drop D flat or to drop C, and so you got to be able to pick out what it is. And a great way to do that is to listen to it and see if you can get it to match up with your guitar, and if you can't, then most likely it's in a different tuning. So go on to any tablature website and try to pick out a tab that's pretty accurate, because sometimes the tabs are so. But if you can do that, they'll most likely have the tuning transcribed there for you. And so all you need to do is just tune your guitar strings to whatever it is, and then it'll be fairly easy. So so the great thing about this tuning also is that the solo work that you do in standard tuning, all you can also do in this tuning. It's just that your top string isn't going to be the same. But if you stay up in the higher register, you probably won't need to worry about it so much. And you can also mix and match and work in a solo that plays into your open string. So something like. A quick recap. Just take your top string, and usually it's in E. Just tune it down to D, and you'll be in open D, and just start playing around with it, because there actually is a lot of songs that you can pick up that are in drop D that are really fun to play, and a lot of them are actually, in my opinion, easier to play than standard tuning, just because you can take your hands off the fretboard and still have a note that doesn't sound a little bit iffy. So happy playing, guys.